It is the Riot Podcast. This is the Wednesday, September 27th edition. Let's start it off with boy math. You saw girl math go viral about a month or two ago. The best example of girl math is saying, I returned something for $90, bought something for $100, therefore I spent $10. Doing that kind of math in your mind. That's girl math. It's now moved along to women figuring out what boy math is, giving their representations of what boy math would be on Twitter and TikTok. Some of these are great. Boy math is how 5'10" measures 6 feet.
They love that one.
That's a pretty good one.
They love that one. The ladies love that one.
Yeah. Boy math is raising 3 pit bulls instead of 1 child.
A lot more cost efficient.
Ouch.
That's good math.
It's kind of hitting hard. This one's tough. Boy math is wanting prenup when you make $45K.
How come the guy ones are so much more ruthless?
They are
the
ruthless.
Girl ones were like, oh, the girls like to shop. The guys ones are like, oh, they don't make any money. The girl ones are all about like shopping and girls like to go take trips.
Yeah.
Guys don't like to support their wives.
Yeah, that's right.
The girls always do that. That's how it always goes. Every time.
What was the one that you got texted yesterday?
I got texted one yesterday talking about my home. It said, boy math is only having 1 pot, 1 pan, 1 spoon, 1 fork, 1 cup, and 1 plate, and asking her when she's going to come cook for you. And I replied back and I said, I have silverware, but I do have 1 pan and 1 pot.
Yeah. Boy math is...
I got plenty of forks.
Having a 70-inch TV, but no dining room table.
Now that's boy math. Now we're back.
Yeah. I was, my favorite one is boy math is not wanting to spend $10 on flowers because they'll die.
I mean,
accurate.
Will they or will they won't?
Yeah.
Will they or will they not?
Will they or will they won't? Mine that I came up with was, as a man, trying to do some self-reflection on boy math.
Mm-hmm.
Boy math is slowly and surely buying less and less expensive gifts instead of just breaking up with them. Is that okay? Or what about this one? This one's tough. This is boy math is you both have jobs, but expecting her to cook and clean.
Oh,
that's bad boy math.
That's bad boy math.
Yeah.
What about this one? Ready? Boy math is justifying buying a pool table for your basement because think of all the times you and the boys pay $1 to play pool. It'll add up.
Yeah. All the times you have to go to the pool hall.
Toss those quarters in.
Yeah.
We go every weekend. We're there every Tuesday night.
A little more lighthearted, a little more charitable.
I just think about
men.
I just think about when we're actually doing math.
Yeah.
That's how men will think in their heads. They'll be like, I probably should get that new lawnmower because it's going to get it done twice as fast, which allows me to spend twice as much time on other things to where I could make that money back.
Other projects.
So I do need that new John Deere.
Yeah. See, my boy math with mowers is finding a free or cheap one on Craigslist that will break down in a year instead of spending hundreds or thousands of dollars on a mower that'll last who knows how long.
Yeah, I think of it as in like, when I think of boy math, I think of it as guys trying to justify reasons to buy dumb things.
Yeah.
Like me and my friends go to one concert every summer, and we always have to rent the RV.
Mm-hmm.
What if we just bought a camper?
Yeah.
And then the wife's like, why would we buy a camper? We go to one concert a summer and we would use it once a year. He's like, but think about if we had it forever. Not thinking about all the terrible things that go along with the camper, cleaning the camper, maintaining the camper. I want the camper.
Yeah, boy math is that's man math.
That's man math.
Is actually what that is.
Justifying dumb purchases.
Yep.
what if we just had our own boat?
If we have a boat, then we save money on vacations.
Because then we no longer...
We just go to the lake. Go up to the lake.
Yeah, I mean, think about that. We bring our own food.
Uh-huh.
And then we're not spending money somewhere else. I've done this before.
Will save us, but instead of going to Disneyland.
I've always said... One of the things that I always said growing up was I was going to get season tickets to the Cleveland Browns.
Uh-huh.
And my justification, I said, once I get old enough, I'll get season tickets to the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Because that will be my entertainment for Sundays. It's a large purchase up front, but then every Sunday after that, I have something to do. I never have to go do something else and spend money.
Mm-hmm.
Not that me going to a Cleveland Browns game is a lot of money.
After the season tickets, it's free.
I would always say it's free.
It's free.
It's free. And then I would go there and I'd be like, well, I probably should get a hot dog. I probably should get some nachos, some pretzels.
Yep.
And the gas to get there, all those things.
Hotel.
Didn't equate that in, which would be more money than my normal lazy Sunday watching football. On Sundays, I don't do anything. But my boy math is, well, if I have season tickets to the Browns, then I'll have something to do every Sunday. I won't be spending money anywhere else, even though every Sunday I wind up on the couch watching the Browns anyway.
What you described is much more equivalent to what was going around with girl math. Boy math is ruthless. Boy math is a harsh look for us guys in the mirror.
It's just girls roasting us.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is. It's like boy math is telling your girlfriend you want her to be loyal when you have a side chick. That's what they're doing, which is wild. But that's how it goes every time, every single time.
Yeah, they took it.
Boy math is fun little stabs, like tiny little pokes. And girl math is, and girls always just go for the full on backstab.
Yeah, I saw some of them that were like, boy math is saying not all men, and then still supporting your boy after he does exactly, like so much darker, so much more insulting.
It is bad.
Yeah, but maybe it's a wake up call.
I think girls' favorite thing is just roasting us.
Yeah,
and it forever will be that way, which is okay.
Yeah, we can take it.
That.
We can take it.
I just think it's so funny. When I read them, I'm like, this isn't even math.
Yeah.
This is just, right. They're just venting. They're just venting online.
There's no numbers.
This isn't adding up to anything.
They've been hurt.
I was trying to make mine mathematical. I was like, well, if I go to the pool hall every weekend and spend $1, then I try to make that mathematical.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, boy math is wanting your girl to go to the gym 5 days a week when all you do is eat McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's what boy math is.
I'm sorry, that was your experience. I'm sorry.
Apologize.
That doesn't mean it's boy math.
Apologize, he did you wrong.
Yeah.
Boy math is not letting her go out on the weekend with her friends, but going out on the weekends with your friends every single time. That's what boy math is.
That's math.
Mm-hmm.
We also talked Taylor Swift later on in the podcast today. A good would you rather. Good show today. Enjoy. And we'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow at RadioU Official. The Riot. RadioU.
Now, all the talk, all the news, all week long has been Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Taylor Swift attended a Chiefs game, watched them blow out the Chicago Bears, and that's all anybody seems to be talking about in the past few days. I don't know if you've seen some of like the memes going around where people are saying Taylor Swift put Travis Kelce on the map.
I have seen those on TikTok, yeah.
Yeah, pretty good, right? And here's what I was thinking. If you're a Taylor Swift fan, for the vast majority of them, they probably didn't care very much at all about the NFL at all for so many until she started dating Travis Kelce. And now they care. They cared enough to watch the game for a lot of them. What would be the equivalent for us? For somebody, or I guess we could just do this super simply. If you don't care about Taylor Swift, if you're the typical person who doesn't care about Taylor Swift, what could she do? What could she get involved in that you would care about her? Because evidently it's not the NFL. You don't like Taylor Swift. You're not any more invested in her now. If she started dating Nick Chubb, Would that get you interested in Taylor Swift?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I would care. I think it's more of like someone you really like getting into something that you don't care about.
Yeah. I was trying to think of more things. Like, it doesn't even have to be dating. Because to me, I thought it...
See, I have an example.
Okay.
So back, and this is wild because I don't even care about this team, but back when I lived in Indianapolis, a big person over there at the time was Victor Oladipo.
Okay.
He's a big NBA star.
Yeah.
At the time for the Pacers, and there was a bunch of rumors that he may have been one of the characters in The Masked Singer, which I don't care about The Masked Singer whatsoever, but I did care about the Pacers at the time and Victor Oladipo, so I was super curious, so I started watching The Masked Singer to try to figure out if it was him or not, and it ended up being him, and that was a time that's something I didn't care about at all. I literally tuned in.
Intersected with something you cared about a little bit.
Enough to go watch The Masked Singer, and he was really good.
That's a great example. That's a great example. I was trying to think of one for me, because I was thinking, the thing, probably my top interest is football, I would say.
Yeah.
It's probably the thing I think about the most.
What about like Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
You think about like...
But think about all the things he does that I don't care about.
Did you ever watch racing when he was dating, what was it, Danica Patrick?
No, I didn't.
You didn't get into racing?
I didn't watch racing.
Should've.
I never watched it. I don't think I've ever seen anything with Shailene Woodley in it. I don't even know who he's dating now.
Did you like end up trying those weird flowers that he was rubbing on his body or whatever he was doing?
No, that's right. I've never done ayahuasca. I was thinking, obviously this couldn't even happen now, but after he retires and heals up, if he went on Dancing with the Stars,
you would tune in.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
I didn't even watch Hard Knocks.
You're out of your mind.
I didn't even watch Hard Knocks.
Yeah, who cares about Hard Knocks? If Aaron Rodgers was on Hard Knocks, no one cares.
Yeah.
I don't need to see him at practice. I know what he does.
Yeah.
But listen, if he was on Dancing with the Stars, you would tune in because it's a lot more entertaining to see him dance than it is to see him draw up plays at practice.
That's the closest thing, but I still don't think I would watch Dancing with the Stars if he was on it. I don't think I would. I don't think there's... Like, my interests are my interests, and I don't think what the things I'm interested in could drag me into being interested in something that I'm not currently interested in.
But it could make you a fan of them. Like, for me, I...
Support?
Yeah, I give support. Like, it recently just came out, Adele. She's a big Cleveland Browns fan. Guess who's a supporter of Adele now? Me.
What's your favorite Adele song?
Rolling in the Deep. How you like me now? I came up with one. Are we all not impressed?
That's a deep cut.
Isn't that good?
It's not really a deep cut. It's just old.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
The actors are still on strike. And I don't just mean the actors in movies and TV either. It is now, what timing, the video game actors are also striking. They've also voted to authorize a strike. It's actually the same union that authorized the Screen Actors strike. So the same people voted on it. I saw this yesterday. It was kind of weird. It was like people that I know are actors on like TV saying, hey, all of us other TV actors, remember to vote yes on the video game strike to help these video game people out. Thought it was weird. So now they're striking too.
See, when I look at this here, I'm looking at top video game voice actors.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these guys.
No, I don't think you can probably name one. I know that the guy that has done Mario for the longest time was in the news a few weeks back because he retired. And he was all over the news, and I didn't know his name then, and I don't remember it now. And that's the most iconic voice you could ever imagine for a video game.
We're really starting to stretch here.
But think about this, though. And this is what people were saying, the actors were saying, is video game companies make bajillions of dollars.
A lot of money.
And that's true. And so I guess, and so the assumption then is that the video game actors should also be paid a lot because there's just a lot of money in the business, but I don't think they are. But the question is, should they be?
See, there's a lot of businesses that make a lot of money. That certain employees don't get paid that much.
Yeah. Do you think?
What do you think is more important to the video game companies? The voice that comes through the video game or the video game? I think, this is crazy to say, I think you could put my voice on any video game character and it would still make the same amount of money.
You think so? You think you could voice somebody in...
I'm saying that I could do a crappy job.
Yeah.
I could just do a normal job of voicing whatever it is. If the game's good, the game's good.
You know what I think?
If I voiced a Call of Duty character...
Yeah.
It wouldn't make the shooting any less fun for people to play the game. No, it wouldn't
make it less fun. Just make it less realistic.
If I was like, clear.
Yeah. See, I was thinking of... And I'm far from representative from a gamer. I hardly play any. But... the games I do play, I was to play Call of Duty, Gears of War, I liked a lot. Diablo, for example. If you took the voices out of the game, I think I'd still play it.
You wouldn't even know. I was going to say the same thing, but I didn't want to be offensive.
No, I think I'd still, and again, I'm not representing. Some people really love the story of games and
like the campaign.
They love the cut scenes.
Yeah.
And they love when somebody gets shot and whoever yells, But to me, I think for a lot of people,
to the game.
I apologize to the video game actors. I really do. You're doing a fine job. But yeah, except for Mario, you tell me like any of the current video games, any of the modern games, stuff you play online. Fortnite, are there even voices in Fortnite?
No.
I probably just play it on mute. I don't even know.
The only voices on like Madden and 2K are the commentators, and I turn those off because I don't want to hear them say, they're going forward on fourth down again.
Hear it over and over again. Yeah, it just gets so repetitive. So I apologize for the screen actors. I mean, the video game actors. You're doing a fine job. You really are. But I mean, how much do you want? How much do you really want? And I don't know. We don't know. We're not in the business. I'm sure there's a lot of injustices they probably do face. But if the injustice is that they need to pay more money because they're big stars or whatever, the video games wouldn't be the same without them. I don't know about that.
Now we're really stretching.
Yeah. All right. Best of luck.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
The world record for most dogs to attend a movie screening was just set. 219 dogs all got together to watch a movie. You want to know what the movie was? It's so appropriate.
A dog movie, probably.
It is.
What is it, like Marley and Me?
No.
101 Dalmatians.
Would a dog want to see that? Would a dog want to see Marley and Me?
We watch movies where we die all the time.
Yeah, I guess so.
Spoiler alert.
I guess you're right.
Spoiler alert.
This one, much lighter, much lighter fare.
Max.
No. The 219 dogs and their
A Dog's Purpose
got together to watch Paw Patrol, the mighty movie.
That's the worst. That's a really Paw Patrol.
What?
I feel like they could have went with a better dog movie.
I think it fits for dogs because it's inspiring to them. It shows them that they could be heroes too in their own community.
See, but I think that
they put their minds to
they
it.
shouldn't have went animated dogs.
Why do you say that?
Maybe they could have gotten more of a reaction from the dogs had it been real dogs on the screen. Don't you think?
You're telling me the Paw Patrol dogs aren't real?
They're not real. I think you could have gotten a better reaction had you even went Scooby Doo. Talk about a dog that could inspire other dogs.
You think what would he inspire them to do?
He's the most famous dog of all time.
He's up there.
He is up there. I think he might be close to number one.
But he teaches a lot of wrong lessons for dogs. Like they should eat giant sandwiches.
He's
all the
doing
time.
everything they want to do.
Yeah, I guess he is.
They're like, he's doing exactly what I would do in that moment. I would go for the Scooby snacks.
Uh-huh.
I would
He's
sneak
living
back
out
to the mystery van.
My dog fantasies.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo is. Paw Patrol, the Mighty movie. But here's why they did it, because that's a new movie coming out, right?
Got it.
So great promotion for the new movie. 219 dogs got together. This was in L.A. Of course, it was outdoors. Thank goodness. You think you would have, disregarding the movie, you think you would have liked to be there to try to get Jim and 219 other dogs to all sit still and watch a movie for a while?
I'm sure that was terrible.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been to a few dog events where the dogs are surprisingly well behaved.
Well, that's because the people that bring their dogs hopefully are bringing good dogs.
Yeah. But
I know that Jim, I am starting to come around. I didn't used to think that he would be a good dog to take to those. I think he might be now because he doesn't care all that much about other dogs.
He doesn't get riled up, huh?
He doesn't. He's not mean. He doesn't want to like fight him or anything. He wants to. He likes to play, so he would want to play and he'd want to sniff around.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't bark at all. Zero bark from Jim. He's the least barking dog you can imagine. He does not bark, and so that's also a plus. But the only thing would be containing his excitement.
Yeah. I just think trying to get. What do you think would be harder, getting 219 dogs to sit still and watch Paw Patrol, the Mighty movie, or 219 children?
Good question. I guess I would say maybe the dogs.
Yeah, probably easier, right?
Because you have them on a leash.
Yeah.
Where the children you can't restrain, I don't think.
Some people do that.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
As temperatures get colder, the hypothesis is that people want to watch romance movies because it makes them feel warm inside. You buy this?
I do. I think the fall to winter time is just a more cuddly, romantic time than the summertime. Summertime's just about fun, man. It's about just having fun.
Living it up.
Yeah, being outside, doing things.
Concerts,
I feel like,
festivals, pool parties.
A lot of good time together, but you're doing a lot of fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoying your time together, where the fall to winter is much more relaxing, staying inside, staying in on a Friday, Saturday night weekend, and just watching movies.
Yeah. But I'm looking here for this study. It seems that they kept track of the temperature in different areas and kept track of how, basically they found as temperatures were lower is when you'd expect more and when you'd see more romance movies being watched on streaming services and being rented and whatever. And now clearly that makes sense after New Year's because you might be watching romance movies because Valentine's Day is coming up. So I think you can just scrub that month from the board. But starting now, as temperatures start to drop into fall, is this a time where do you think you're watching romance movies more now?
I would say maybe not so much right now.
Yeah.
But in like a month. It makes sense as the temperature drops. Obviously, the colder it is, the less likely you are to leave your house.
Right. So you're going to watch more movies in general.
That's a statistical fact, yes. Mm-hmm. So you're going to watch more movies in general. And I think the closer you get to Christmas time, I feel like there's a lot of Christmassy romantic stuff.
A lot of movies, even if they're Christmassy, they have a love story involved. Like Elf, for example. Santa Claus 2, also romantic.
Home Alone, genre,
not as much.
Yeah. The genre is Christmas. With a secondary romance to it.
Yeah.
And that's every Christmas movie.
It's a lot of them.
They're all about getting back together or meeting their parents for the holidays. And so I feel like the winter time is just full of romance movies. And usually this is the time where you really turn up the heat. If you have a girlfriend that you just started dating in the summertime or something.
Yeah.
And then you closer to Christmas time, meeting their family, all that jazz. So
and what movies are you watching with her?
The Grinch.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was going to say more romantic movies, but sure.
Yeah, more romantic movies.
No,
like
definitely.
Gremlins.
Especially, yes, exactly like Gremlins. I think it's interesting. Do you buy this? You think this is true? Text in 8772 Radio U. The colder it gets, the more likely you are to watch a romance movie. I think it makes sense. I'm not sure. I mean, I can't argue with the science, I guess.
The colder it gets, the hotter it really is.
Yeah.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
Isaiah, I'm just going to read exactly what you wrote here in our little document that we used to get ready for the show. All animals will be extinct in 250 million years. Which would you pick to go first?
I did write that, yes.
What kind of a question? What kind of a person are you?
That felt like a relevant question.
You're going to make me pick. You think that I should choose one mammal
to go first.
That's a horrible thing to think about.
But it's something that we need to figure out.
Do we?
We need to come to the bottom.
We got 250 million years to solve it.
Insects are mammals, right?
No,
That's
they're not
different?
mammals. Mammals are warm-blooded.
Because that would be the first clearly to go. Like, nobody's not picking a tick. Everybody's picking ticks.
Yeah, who's saving the ticks?
Nobody's like a wasp, a mosquito. Those are for sure the very first things that everyone's picking, so at least we have that down. No one's going to argue that. Lice, gone. I mean, bed bugs, there where they go.
Stink bugs. Even though a lot of times I try to rescue the stink bugs. Some people have complained it hasn't happened in my office, but apparently here around the building, there's been a stink bug infestation. I saw Nene just smash one the other day. I like to save them. They didn't do anything wrong. But mammals, though.
Let's get to mammals.
We're talking about mammals.
Bugs are easy to kill.
For mammals, that includes humans. Our days are numbered, supposedly. Supercomputer models, I'm looking at this, say that all mammals could be extinct in 250 million years. So now you want me to pick one, huh?
Yeah, it's way easier to kill a bug than it is to kill a mammal.
It says if you're talking about mammals, what makes a mammal is they're warm-blooded, live birth, all have some kind of hair in some way, shape, or form. Thinking like deer. Deer is a mammal. Would you kill all deer?
People like deer.
I like deer meat. Gophers, how are they helping?
They're not helping.
So
what about snakes?
Not a mammal.
Are you? Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
What are they, a reptile?
Did you go to school?
A reptile is different than a mammal?
Yes. Snakes don't have fur or hair, and they don't give live birth, and they're not warm-blooded. They don't meet any of those qualifications.
Gosh darn it, that would have been an easy one. Nobody likes snakes.
No.
Come on.
I don't know, some people have them as pets. You got any? So gopher so far is our best answer.
I would say chipmunk.
Why?
Yet again, not good for anything. Other than just like digging up around your house. Any form of weasel.
What about a ferret? A ferret's a weasel. They're fun pets.
Weasels can go. I'll say it too. Rabbits. What are they good for?
Some people eat rabbits.
Rats. Nicole says rats. Oh, that's a top pick.
Some people have rats as pets, though.
No, rats can go.
And think about this. If we get rid of all rats, what are we going to do studies on? All studies that eventually reflect on humans, that all starts with experimenting with rats.
You go to mice. You go straight to mice.
That's
next door neighbor.
Same thing.
You could get rid of both of them, honestly. I'd be okay with that. Squirrels.
Nicole said, wait, is a rat a mammal? I believe that it is.
Sam says ticks. Yes, I agree, Sam. Ticks.
They're not mammals,
but I know, I'm just saying I agree.
Know, but Sam,
that would be the first
come on,
pick.
we just covered this.
That'd be the first pick to go.
You must be just tuning in.
What about monkeys? They're kind of a threat to us.
What? No. What's wrong with you?
I'm just saying, if people things are going extinct, what are going to be the last two things standing? Probably us and monkeys. Wouldn't we be a lot better off if it was like us and deer? We're going to win that battle. 10 times out of 10, we win that battle.
I don't know. We might be
us versus monkeys. I've seen the movie.
Are we outnumbered?
We didn't win.
Yeah, we didn't win. I guess. I don't know. I don't support this question at all. I don't want to think about this. I'd rather think of solutions. I'd rather think of or it's 250 million years away. Just ignore it.
Sam says skunks, another good pick.
Oh, come on. Skunks are cute.
Nobody likes a skunk. This is one of those things that you like seeing a photo of from afar.
All the mammals that you could think of, and you say we should get rid of skunks. Come on.
I'm on for monkeys.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Would you rather have your mother, your very own mother, hate your significant other? Or would you rather hate your sibling's significant other? Which would you choose? 8772 Radio U. I'll tell you, Lisa got in first. Lisa says, I've been on both sides of the equation here. And it's definitely more difficult when your mother hates your significant other. So I guess a vote for hating your sibling's significant other. From Lisa, who's lived it. D says, I think the sibling one would be the better choice. So going with that. Jamal says, going the other way. Say I'd take the mom because you don't have to abide by what your mom thinks.
That is true.
It's a good point.
You are a big boy.
Yeah, that's right. You're grown. I think for me, in theory, I think I agree with Jamal. If you're just as a thought exercise, you would think that if your mom, you're hating your significant other, your sibling's significant other, that's your feeling. So it's actually affecting how you feel. You know what I mean? And if your sibling's significant other sucks, how are you going to not hate him? You know what I mean?
Okay.
But so that feels like the right choice. But in practice, your mom, if she hates your significant other, probably tries to she's going to be she's going to mention that. She's going to treat your significant other differently. It's going to make things more difficult for your relationship. It's obviously going to strain your relationship with your mother. If you hate your sibling's significant other, you just don't hang out with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the sibling choice is the right choice if you actually had to live this out.
For me, I think the logical answer would be you would pick your mom to hate your wife.
Mm-hmm.
For the reason that my mom, this is the logical answer. People aren't going to like this answer. My mom is older than my brother. Therefore, I'm going to be with my brother the rest of my life. My mom isn't the young gun she once was.
Yeah. She's probably got a good 20, 30 years
There
on
will
you.
be years where I will be without her.
Uh-huh.
And she won't hate my significant other.
Yeah,
but
would you like to go through the rest of that time that you could cherish?
With her hating
your significant other?
That's why I said the logical answer.
Yeah.
Then me and my brother will live on happy days after that. But unfortunately, I'm not going to pick that one. I would pick me hating my brother's significant other because the reason is I'm in control. And this is a personal choice. I know myself where I would not be obnoxious. Even if I hated someone, I know that I would not cause issues. If I disliked them, I would try to make it work anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If my mom, not that she's the kind of person to cause issues.
Yeah.
But I don't want to run the risk because then the other thing is there's two people unhappy. When I don't like my brother's significant other, it's just me who's unhappy.
Yeah, and you can control how you have control over how you manifest.
But you know that your wife is gonna know your mom doesn't like her, and that's now you're getting double. It's a double effect.
That's
there.
Three people unhappy.
Because you are too.
And your wife. Your mom.
Yeah, your mom's unhappy. Your wife is unhappy, and then you're also unhappy. In the other scenario, it's just you probably. And if your brother's wife's unhappy, then at least he only has to deal with that, not you.
Yeah, I think one other thing you could factor into this, if you are being really thinking about it real life, is proximity. Because right now, my mom lives near me.
Mm-hmm.
My siblings do not. So it'd be much easier. But if it was reversed, maybe I would think differently. If I lived near my siblings and my mom lived far away, it would be much easier for me to not care about her hating my wife.
Regina says, thankfully not my life, but I would go with my mom hating my husband as my nieces are super cute, and it would be hard to be around them if I hated their parents.
That's right.
That's a good way to look at it.
That's a good way.
There are children
involved.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to miss time with them. So it is a tough question. It's not so easy, but it is weird. I think this is one of those ones where hypothetically there's one answer, but the truth is the opposite.
And it's different scenario to scenario.
Yeah.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
When was the last time you pulled an all-nighter that wasn't for fun?
Oh, never.
Never?
There was never a time in college where I stayed up all night studying.
Cramming.
I mean, I talk on the radio.
Yeah. What could you possibly need to know that badly? I think this is interesting, worth stashing away for when you have finals or something like that. Or the actual use case for this study was if you're like a nurse or something that has to work long shifts, overnight shifts, stuff like that. This is a study out of Japan where they found the best nap strategy if you have to pull an all-nighter for optimal performance. Because the problem is if you pull an all-nighter and you're getting really tired and you still have to work, you still have to be on the job, your performance can suffer because you're so tired. In Japan, they say it's fairly common for nurses to work overnight shifts, but they get nap breaks in the shift to make sure that they don't start faltering on the job.
Smart.
And so now they found the optimal way to nap the optimal schedule to nap if you have to pull an all-nighter. Here's what you do. You start off earlier on in your session with a 90-minute nap. And then later on, you circle back to a 30-minute nap. They say it's much better. They found that it was much better for performance than just taking a 2-hour nap at some point. Was to break it up, one longer nap, one shorty.
If in the middle of the night, I lay down for a 90-minute nap,
Yeah.
I am waking up. I mean, that's just sleeping.
Yeah.
If you
90
wake me up
minutes.
after 90 minutes at 1 a.m. in the morning, I'm asleep.
You're not going to wake up, are you?
You could wake me up and I would wake up and I would feel terrible.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I can't imagine. It's hard for me to picture waking up from a 90-minute nap and feeling all like, all right, I'm ready to go. Let me stick some needles in people as a nurse or whatever.
But have you ever had one of those times in the middle of the night when you wake up at any time, it could be like 2 a.m., and you're just wide awake?
I mean, it happens. Your mind starts racing, but I still don't feel very productive.
Yeah.
Very raring and ready to go.
Like, I'll let Jim out in the middle of the night sometimes, and I'll go over to the fridge while he's outside, and I'll like get myself a glass of milk or something in the middle of the night. And there's times when I've been pretty awake.
Yeah.
I think I could have went on if I had to.
But think about this too. Think about how's your attitude at that time.
Couldn't have been good.
It's not good. Definitely not good.
Angry,
So,
probably. An angry man.
This is surprising for me, but this is worth, again, stashing away if you are a nurse or just any kind of person that has to work overnight hours, or if you have to cram for something, or also if you're doing something fun. If you're doing an all-nighter for video game purposes, take that 90-minute nap, apparently, and then a 30-minute nap later on.
You're good to go.
You'll be crushing people.
You think people who work overnight, do you think they ever wake up or get off work at like 7 a.m. and feel good? You can't, right?
It sounds pretty difficult.
Like when I get off work, like nobody feels good when they get off work, but sometimes you're happy. Like let's say it's a Friday, 5 o'clock, you get off. Like you're feeling good. Like you might be a little tired, you're feeling good. I feel like every time if I worked overnight, if I get off at 7 or 8 a.m., I would feel sick or something. There's no way I would feel like if I got off on a Friday, it's my weekend starts. There's no way I'm feeling good. I'm going straight home, going to bed. Whereas if I get off at 5 o'clock on a Friday, I'd be feeling good. Maybe they do. I don't know.
It's maybe I don't know. Maybe it'd feel good to have a whole day ahead of you for your weekend.
Yeah, I guess so.
It might also feel bad to start it off sleeping.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Some of the worst advice that is always given in like TV shows and stuff when somebody's about to go on a first date and maybe they haven't gone on one in a while and they're super nervous about it. What do they always say? What does their friend always say? Just be yourself.
Just be yourself.
Yeah, they always say that.
I think too much like yourself.
Yeah. I think it's bad. It's bad advice. It's better advice than script everything out and have a rebuttal tree.
True.
Be very wooden. But it's not good advice because if you're completely yourself on the first date, odds are you're going to scare the person away.
You need to be neutral.
Be
the neutral version of yourself.
Yeah. Be partly yourself and also be partly a better person than you actually are for the first day. For the first few dates, eventually yourself is going to come out and they'll see it and then they can choose. But the first date, be yourself. I don't know if that's the best advice. You have to kind of earn earn being yourself to get into a relationship with most people. But let me tell you this, the relief of knowing that when you have a relationship with Jesus, you can be yourself right off the rip. He knows who you are. There's nothing you have to do to earn. There's no some kind of certain rules or kind of policy you have to follow to get to the point where you can be yourself and be who you are, and God will love you. God loves you right off the bat. Jesus understands who you are. He knows all the quirks and weird stuff about you. And unlike on a first date, that's not going to scare him away. All the negative stuff about you, the bad choices you've made and all that, it doesn't scare God away. Jesus loves you for who you are right at this very moment. There's nothing you have to change. There's nothing you have to hide or paper over. You want to know more about that? Because it's crazy. Check out RadioU.com/free gift.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Some would say that once you no longer are a child, you should put childish things away. You should stop playing with toys after 10, 12 years old is when a Barbie would become inappropriate. You need to grow up.
I think you can still. I'm not sure what the cutoff is.
Cutoff is for Barbie?
Yeah, for children's toys.
You think
I'm not
going to
be the one to tell a 13-year-old she can't have a Barbie.
Oh, I know why you're doing this. Because your parents own toy stores.
You can have Barbies whenever you want.
Yeah, you're telling, hey, everybody get a Barbie. But actually, it's not just your parents at the toy store that are telling people that. I don't know if you've seen emotional support Barbie going around. That's kind of a TikTok thing. And according to some psychologists, they actually think it's helpful for adults to have emotional support Barbies. They think it can be beneficial to your mental health to have a toy that you still play with, that you still have as an emotional support Barbie, even after you're grown. They say it helps with self-confidence. It helps with...
I never feel more confident than when I'm holding a children's toy.
You're holding a Barbie.
I'm like, I'm that dude. Like, I am him. I'm him right now.
It helps with also with depression. You may be less depressed. If you're dealing with depression, you may be able to treat it in some way, according to these psychologists here, with an emotional support Barbie. This is Kristen Flora, a professor of psychology at Indiana's Franklin College. She says, increasingly, we have scientific evidence that play is beneficial for adults as well, especially in the mental health realm. You got to get your toys for women or just, anybody can have a Barbie. But I was also thinking there's a lot of guys that have Legos. You can have Legos even when you're grown up. And don't let anybody look down on you for that. Apparently, because it's helping your mental health. Playing toys.
See, for me, I've worked in my parents' toy store.
Yeah.
For a long, long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I don't like when the adults come in and buy the children's toys.
Yeah.
And I love when we make sales.
Yeah.
Because yet again, it's my parents' toy stores.
Uh-huh.
But when the adults come in, they're buying the toys.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain ones that I get. I get it. Like, there's certain things that adults buy in the toy store that I'm like, that makes sense. You know? I understand that. But there's a lot of things that I'm like, like a Barbie doll, that doesn't make sense to me.
You don't want people to have the emotional support Barbies. I'm seeing some people here talking about, like, it says, my daughter got me an American Girl doll that looks just like me, and it definitely heals something, is what one woman said. You don't like that?
I don't like it. I don't like it. For me, seeing them in there, checking them out.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
It's interesting that these studies show that it helps with depression and helps build a sense of optimism for adults to have toys. And but is that canceled out by the fact that they're looked down upon by the likes of you?
See, I just think
that doesn't seem like that would make you feel very optimistic at all.
As adults grow, as you grow, usually toys become different things.
Okay.
Than plastic children's toys.
What do you think they become like?
Like for some dads, what would a toy be? A toy would be like a new lawnmower. That's a new toy.
Or like
An ATV. That's a new toy. Maybe you got yourself a dirt bike. There's a toy.
crossbow.
Even if you're playing video games, I'm okay with that. If you're a dad rocking the new PS5, cool. That's fine. Yeah, it's fun. I get it. I love it.
But not
like a children's toy.
Not Lego.
I wonder every day when the kids go in there why they even want it. I am just confused. When they grab something, they say, Mom, I want this. I'm like, why? You want the squishy thing? What does the squishy thing do? It squishes? Why do you want this? And so when the adults do it, I mean, what is the excuse? I don't know.
That's enough of that. For more Riot content, head to riot.radiou.com.